Welcome to the lecture for Chapter 4, Public Relations Departments and Firms. Chapter 4 takes an inside look at what PR departments and PR firms do and how they differ. Primarily, it looks at the level of influence PR professionals have in a company and how the influence can be increased through access to top management. Let's begin by looking at PR departments. The chapter begins by giving a broad overview of the importance of PR departments in an organization and how PR departments can gain influence in a corporation. PR departments, often referred to as corporate communications, are needed in an organization, and research shows that PR provides a good return on investment for companies. In fact, PR operations yield a 184% return on investment. This is a figure close to what customer service and sales and marketing departments yield. The role PR has in an organization is dependent on three things: the type of organization it is, perceptions of top management, and the capabilities of the PR executive. PR having a larger role in an organization means that PR departments can have more influence as well. A department's influence is dictated by the top communication officer's ability to sit at the management's table. Interacting with top management and having communication involved in high-level decisions ensures the PR department power and recognition within an organization. Having influence in an organization is based on several concepts. These concepts include relationships with others, professional experience, the performance record of the PR executive and the PR department, persuasive skills with top executives, and professional experience. Public relations in an organization is typically perceived as a staff function. Traditional management theory divides an organization into line and staff functions. Line managers can delegate authority, set production goals, hire employees, and to make policy decisions. Staff people have little to no direct authority, but they indirectly influence others through suggestion, recommendation, and advice. PR is a staff function. Line managers and chief operating officers rely on PR staff to prepare and process data, make recommendations, and execute communication programs within an organization. Within an organization, the Public Relations Department has varying levels of influence. The textbook outlines three concepts that explain how staff operate in an organization. These concepts include advisory, compulsory advisory, and concurring authority. The advisory level of influence means that on its lowest level, a staff function may be advisory only. Line management has no obligation to take recommendations or even request them. When public relations is at an advisory level, it is often ineffective. A second level of influence is compulsory advisory. And when public relations is in this position, organization policy requires line managers to listen to the PR staff before a strategy is decided on. Line managers don't have to necessarily follow the advice, but it ensures that there is communication between the PR department and management. The third level of influence is concurring authority. And here, PR is in the position of reviewing and approving any communication that goes out to external audiences. Public relations departments in different corporations can have varying levels of influence, but these are just three that the textbook introduces us to. A recent trend in corporate business is to outsource public relations needs to outside public relations firms. PR firms have grown as U.S. companies have grown. And today, Fortune 500 companies spend 25% of PR budgets on outside firms. Companies of all size spend more than 40% of their PR budgets on outside firms. The most outsourced activities that corporations need are writing and communications, media relations, publicity, strategy and planning, and event planning. Although these are the most requested PR activities, there are other services that PR firms can provide. These services include marketing communications, executive speech training, research and evaluation, crisis communication in case something goes wrong with inside a corporation, media analysis, community relations, events management, public affairs, branding and corporate reputation, and financial relations. An increasing function of PR professionals is now to offer counseling to different corporations. Because PR companies function in a counseling capacity, they are now referred to as PR firms. Although there is a recent trend of corporations using outside PR firms, there are pros and cons of utilizing this practice. The textbook outlines both. The advantages of using a PR firm include objectivity from an outside source, a variety of skills and expertise that a firm can provide, extensive resources. Oftentimes, PR firms have offices throughout the country. They also often utilize special problem-solving skills, and there's a level of credibility associated with many PR firms. There are, however, also disadvantages. Some cons to using an outside PR firm include the firm having a superficial grasp of a client's unique problems. Sometimes there's a lack of full-time commitment because the firm might have commitments with other corporations. There's a need for a prolonged briefing period in between the firm and the corporation. Sometimes there can be resentment by internal staff when a corporation seeks advice from the outside. There's a need for strong direction by top management in order to make the corporation and the firm work together. There's a need for full information and confidence, and oftentimes there can be high costs associated with utilizing an outside PR firm. Today we took a brief look at Chapter 4 and how PR departments and PR firms function within the discipline of PR. We began by looking at public relations departments within a corporation. We looked at how PR primarily functions as a staff function in a corporation, and we also looked at the varying levels of influence a PR department can have. There has been a recent trend towards outsourcing, and today we find more and more companies utilizing their PR budgets to spend on firms outside of the corporation. While these PR firms provide numerous services for different organizations, there are pros and cons of using a PR firm. The textbook outlines, and this lecture does as well, the pros and cons of using a PR firm. Hopefully through Chapter 4 and through this lecture, you have a better understanding of how PR departments and PR firms function within the discipline.